Now, charities are calling for revenge porn to be deemed a specific sexual crime. The Justice Secretary and MP for Epsom and Ewell, Chris Grayling, says appropriate action may be taken in the autumn. Well, let's speak to lawyer Rupinder Bains, who specialises in cases involving social media. Rupinder, first of all, I mean, it seems like Hannah has gone through hell and back. I would have thought this would have been a criminal offence. Why isn't it?
Well, unfortunately, it all comes down to the internet, and it's being such a difficult arena to police, full stop. Now, when we're saying that there's incidents of revenge porn, trying to find or create legislation specific for that offence, it's going to be incredibly difficult. There is legislation currently in force with the Harassment Act and Malicious Communications Act, but it's still very much a square peg, round hole kind of approach, because the act of putting up a pornographic picture or an image of one being naked, that wouldn't necessarily fit into the current legislation. So creating new legislation may be or perhaps amending what we have, but it's not something that's going to be easy to do, because it's answer criminalising the act of putting it up, putting a picture up. What about taking it down? What about the proliferation of the image? And once it's up, it's up. It's very difficult to then get it taken down.
Charities are calling for revenge porn to be deemed a specific sexual crime. Would that be enforceable?
Difficult to say, because currently the Sexual Offences Act doesn't cover this. It wouldn't do that. And just, again, yes, well, it wouldn't be a criminal act. It would need to be under harassment, because the act of putting it up and having the intention of causing someone alarm and distress, this is the act that would be most suitable for this. But again, once you put the image up, you haven't got a way of taking it down.
So, Rupinder, what can someone do? Because I'm sure that Hannah isn't alone in having suffered this.
Absolutely not.
So what can someone do if this happens to them? Is there anything practically they can do straight away?
Unfortunately, at the moment, a lot will depend on the severity of the images. If they are grossly indecent, if there are several images and there's a course of conduct, then immediately go to the police. They have the resources available to them to take action. Unfortunately, a lack of education of the police is being found to be a bar here. Hopefully some clarification being given later on this year will help the police in making decisions as to what is criminal, what isn't. However, there is also the option of civil redress, which can involve getting an injunction to have the website providers, the hosts, to force them to take action and take the images down. But as we found recently, if the site is based in the UK and is in the States, they're a law unto themselves and they won't necessarily take them down, especially the sites which are set up specifically as revenge porn sites.
OK, Rupinder, thank you very much. Rupinder Bains, lawyer there. We contacted Surrey Police, who say reports of so-called revenge pornography offences are dealt with on a case-by-case basis. Victims of sexual offences, they say, are also supported by specially trained officers within the force.